Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video is going to be about the story behind my septum piercing. In my last video I did all my piercings together and I hinted that there was a story behind it, so that's what I'm going to do today. Hope you like it. Basically, about 3 years ago I started looking at septum piercings and I decided that I really liked the look of them and I wanted to get it done. And then me, my mum and my dad have quite a close bond, so I tell them basically everything that goes on, everything like that. So always, before I was 18, I've always asked them, look, can I have these piercings, can I have this pierced? And they've always been like, yeah or no. And I always ask them, even now I'm over 18, which I know I shouldn't have to do, but we tell each other everything and we never lie to each other. So that's where this comes in. Yay! Basically, about 3 years ago I started looking at it, and after I'd had a look at pictures, researched about how it gets pierced and everything, because I don't like needles, but piercing me with a needle doesn't bother me. I have no idea why. I asked my parents if I could have my septum pierced and they were like, no. Straight out, no, we don't like that kind of piercing, it looks awful. But I quite liked it, which I understand, that's my opinion, that's their opinion. But it was one day in February and I was speaking to my best mate while I was walking in town, and mum and dad were food shopping and I was basically in my local town. And I was like, I'm gonna go get it done. And my best mate was like, no, you're not, you're too much of a chicken to do it. So I was like, I want it done, I'm gonna prove a point. So I went into the piercing shop. I was like, can I please have my septum pierced? And she was like, yeah, sure, sit down and everything. So I filled in all the paperwork, everything like that. And at this point my mum and dad thought I was like in Argos looking, or Wilkinson's, just looking at different things. So I was sat there and she pierced it, put it through, as I said in my last video. Didn't hurt, hardly anything. Then I got out of the shop, and just as I walked out the door with it tucked up my nose, my mum rang me. She was like, oh, come down to Farm Foods now and we'll pick you up. I was like, oh, okay then, coming now. And she was like, well, where were you? And I was like, oh, just walking through town, which technically I was. So I tucked it up my nose, ran down to the bottom of the town and got in the car, and they were like, oh, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Didn't really tell them I was thinking they're gonna kill me if they find out. Then we got back home and I rang my best mate up. I was like, I've had it done. Oh my god. I'm like scared if they find out, because I was really scared at this point. And my mate was like, no you haven't. So I flipped it back down so it was like this. And he was like, take me a picture of it, I want to see it. So I took a picture of my nose and I was like, look, how cute does it look? And he was like, that actually really suits you. Which, thank you for commenting on my last video. Loads of people said it suit me, so thanks for that, guys. And it was about 3 hours after I'd had it done and my dad had gone back to work, and obviously because I live on a farm, I went outside to help my mum, and if I'm being around dust, that doesn't help this to heal. So in the end I was like, Mum, I kind of did something today that I shouldn't have done. And she was like, what? And I was like, I have my septum pierced. She was like, no you haven't. I was like, I have. She was like, well, where is it? I was like, I've tucked it on my nose. She was like, oh, untuck. So I flipped it down and she was like, I still don't like it. And that was it. I thought I'd be shouted at everything, but it was just like, I don't like it. And she was like, go inside and like clean it with salt water and basically just do that, and you don't have to come out today, but you will need to tell my dad. And my mum, she's more understanding with me than my dad is. 2 days later, after I had told my mum, my dad was in my mum and dad's bedroom, basically sorting out all of his clothes and everything, because he was going away for a weekend or something like that. I can't really remember. And I sat on the bed and I was like, Dad, I need to tell you something. He was like, oh God, what? I was like, I went behind yours and Mum's back and I got my septum pierced. his face just went from being, oh, yeah, to, what? So I flipped it down his chin and I was like, yeah. And he just goes, I can't believe you. And walked out the room, turned the light off and walked out. And I was like, okay, slightly angry. So I tucked it back up my nose and went downstairs and went to get some food. So we were just all sitting on the sofa eating food, and my dad wouldn't talk to me. I don't think he even wanted to look at me. Mum was talking to me, she was okay with it, I like to think, but it was about a couple of days after and my dad was talking to me again. So was my mum, and him and my mum excuse me, him and my mum had a conversation that night about how they want me to take it out because it doesn't look that nice. So they spoke to me the next day and basically said to me that they want me to take it out, they don't like it, and I've been cleaning it every single day and it was basically already almost healed because I have a quick healing body. So I was like, well, I don't want to. I can put it on my nose when I'm with you, but then when I go out everywhere, I want to put it down because it's my choice and it's my money to have it pierced. So they weren't very happy with that, but slowly as time's moved on and I haven't taken it out, they just sort of got used to it. They still don't like it, but I still buy jewellery for it and things like that. And this for me is like my first, you can call it a rebelling, if you could, against when my parents were like, no, nothing like that. And since then, I've learnt my lesson because they don't trust me as much, but now we're in June now and they trust me quite a bit again. And that's the story. I make videos I upload videos every Thursday, and yeah, that's basically it for this one. Sorry if my throat sounds really bad. I think I'm getting a cold because I can feel it on my chest and in my nose as well. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more storytime videos, and subscribe. Okay then, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, bye!